What's going on, traders? Welcome back to the Olympics. And yes, we got another action-packed day. Of course, it's FOMC day. We'll be taking a look at the big bad wolf, Jerome Powell. We'll be taking a look at the playbook. We'll see what happened overnight with Microsoft earnings, AMD shaking everything up. And it was not a bad time to do it, right? One of the things is we were on a pullback, right? Then we get one day where things weren't that bad. We were starting to get some lift around the market. And wouldn't you know it, there you guys see it. Like the uncertainties in the market. Then we get one report, then boom, all of a sudden you're starting to see a lot of the semiconductors work their way back. And of course, we got big reports coming. We'll be having different reports coming throughout the week, right? We got some big ones tonight. Qualcomm will be on the radar. And then tomorrow, Apple, right? That's what we'll really be watching. Let's get to the action. Let's go to today's playbook and see what maybe we can trade. All right, first up, we're going to talk a little bit about First Solar. And of course, I've been talking about this stock. It's been on the radar for a little while now, and it's been going sideways, right? But we got a nice earnings report here. We'll talk a little bit about it more in the Sunrise report, but the action on the trading right now is what I'm looking at. And you guys can see it. We're starting to get a nice little lift in the pre-market here, already starting to push back. And I needed to look for an attempt takedown through this 214. If we can hold that 214, start making our way back to 224, this is going to be looking good to start coming back towards 230, 240, and maybe even potentially 250. Of course, the analysts have First Solar going higher. So when will they be right? Right? A lot of times they're wrong, and then they're right. Like it was on NVIDIA. We'll see what happens if First Solar can turn things around and make the move to the upside. Let's keep it going. Let's go to the second stock here. Let's go to Mara as we take a look at Marathon Digital. We've been looking to see when this stock is actually going to make that big lift, right? Well, it's all dependent on what happens with Bitcoin, but it's hanging out. Bitcoin around the 67,000, and it could make that 70K run at any moment. And on that day, I feel you're going to have a gap up moment, right? It's not going to be that moment where you get an opportunity after the Bitcoin runs to 100K or over 70K that you get an entry. No, it's going to be by that time, these stocks will be way far from here. So they'll be higher, and it probably won't even give you that much of a pullback to give you an opportunity to get in. So lately we've been kind of dipping. We've had about like a couple of days of dip, right? So it's been kind of like about like a week. We're down about 10%. So now I'm looking for things to swing right back. And a lot of times when these stocks swing right back, they're a fast move. So take a look at the chart here. This is a nice little setup here on Mara. You see the long-term trend line that we need to get through. This is the important line to get to on the upside. And this is the hourly from the 16th pullback. So I'm watching to see if we're going to make a run to 21, maybe make a little pullback to 2050, and then really run there towards 22 and 23. I could see this all happening in one day, and that's why it's on the radar. We'll see what happens with Marathon Digital. Let's get to the third stock today as I start to take a look at candy. Yes, I'm taking a look at the confectioners as I'm taking a look to see what happens today. There's two outcomes that happen today, right? There is one outcome that supports the interest rate environment that has been kind of priced in already. And that's one thing to keep in mind. September's rate cut is at near 100% on the CFE Fed tool. And what does that tell us? That the market's probably weighing it in already. So with that being said, keep your eyes on Mondelez today, because let's say if they're wrong, or maybe they're going to, maybe they say, hey, we're not cutting rates, right? Well, you guys can see Mondelez already getting a lift in the pre-market here. And I had it on the list before this move. So let's take a look at the action. You guys can see how it's trying to break the 68. In the after hours, it was all the way up to 71.86. I could see it going back to that level. Holding 67 is so important. So any attempt to 67 could be a good kind of red to green kind of buy. We'll see what happens on Mondelez here. But overall, if we do, for some reason, get a mention that rates will not be cut, maybe defensives start to get another lift. And of course, this one has also a long-term trend line to come back and break. You can see how this has just started to come up there, just broke out of this resistance around the 67. Let's see if it wants to make that move to 71.86 and really start to push back there towards the 72 today. Not a bad stock to watch. And of course, this one does get seasonal. We'll see what happens in October. Sometimes it starts to fade, but before this has a tendency of getting a nice little lift. So we'll see if MDLZ and maybe Hershey's is another one, right? That could get the lift off of this. We'll find out what happens to these. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's take a look at what else is in the market today. We'll get out of the playbook. We'll go over to the Sunrise report. We got a lot of earnings reports to talk about. We'll be taking a look at what else is going on in the market. You guys out there, let me know, what stock are you guys watching today? And do you got anything on your playbook that you want to talk about? Let's get to the action. It's time to go over to the Sunrise report. All right, team, let's kick off the Sunrise report as we get over to the big bad wolf that is Jerome Powell. Of course, today is going to be something definitely to keep our eyes open as everybody's watching to see what happens today with the FOMC interest rates. Not a lot of people are betting that we get a cut today, but of course, he could shake everything up. We'll see what happens. The press release will be released around 2 p.m. and the conference around 2:30, right? So be aware for that press release at 2 p.m. And don't forget, the AIs are faster than you are. There are expectations, though, that the FOMC will signal that September's move is very much on the table, provided that there's no major data hiccups. So that's what we'll be watching from Jerome Powell. Will he mention anything of the interest rates? And will there be some cuts? We'll have to wait and find out. Or maybe he says, you know what? I don't know if we'll have a cut in September. And then all of a sudden that CME Fed tool that was betting on 99 or 100% that there'd be a cut starts to cut down. That's what I'll be betting on. But like always, it's not about the bet here for the Sunrise report. It's about giving you guys the news and keeping you informed. Let's keep it going. Let's go to the second report here. Of course, we got to talk about Microsoft, as Microsoft reported Q4 24 earnings here, delivering a GAAP EPS of $2.95, beating the estimate of $2.92, sales of $64.7 billion, surpassing the $64.36 billion estimate. Overall, Microsoft financial performance showed a revenue increase of 15% year over year. So that really wasn't that bad. Where are the issues, though, in Microsoft? It's very important. So if we take a look at the intelligent cloud segment, revenue hit $28.5 billion. That was up 19% year over year. Of course, when we're taking a look at Azure, that's the important part here. The cloud services rose 29%, although Azure missed expectations. And I think that this is the problem here, right? The productivity and business processes segment did still grow. $20.3 billion, up 11% year over year. Office and commercial products and cloud services were up 12%. That's Office 365 commercial revenue growing by 13%, and LinkedIn revenue up 10%. So all of that looking good. Overall, it was a decent report. Where the trouble is the expectations on Azure because of the spending that is going on in AI. That's where they're starting to be concerned in Microsoft. So you need to continue to watch to see what happens there. Now, Windows revenue was up 7% and Xbox did surge. So at least looking good there. But despite the overall performance, Azure's growth expectations are what is important here. We'll continue to watch to see if this affects Microsoft stock during the open, as of course, AMD kicked it out the water. Now it's time to talk a little bit about AMD. Let's get to our third report today. We'll get to the big win that is in advanced micro devices. Of course, AMD posted Q2 results here of EPS of 69 cents, beating the 68-cent estimate, sales of 5.83 billion, topping the 5.72 billion estimate. Looking ahead, AMD sees Q3 24 revenue between 6.4 billion and 7 billion versus the 6.6 billion estimate, with the expected, of course, gross margins of approximately 53.5%. So can't go wrong with that. Notably, the data centers did grow their revenues here 115% year over year. So if you're wondering why AMD is soaring, it's that number right there, that data center. So that just goes to show them more and more how the demand is there for the data center, and that could continue to give AMD a lift. AMD did just rocket, so it's a little bit hard because it was on a breakdown. Now it's back to a rocket, and this is how AMD tends to trade. It doesn't tend to trade more like an investment stock. It's a trading vehicle stock. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. And a lot of times breaking support and breaking patterns. So be careful out there thinking, hey, I got a bull flag here on AMD, because a lot of the times it's not holding those patterns. It's just trading on kind of the story, the numbers that come out like this, earnings, and all of a sudden it's through the moon. Doesn't mean that it's going to continue, but keep an eye on that data center. If they can continue to kick it out of the water there, they can start to play a little catch up to, of course, NVIDIA. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's go over. And did you get your coffee cup this morning, or your venti cup, please? Pinky's up like always, guys. Let's talk a little bit about Starbucks earnings here, as, of course, they had a bit of a mixed report here. So it's a mixed bag in the Q3 here for Starbucks. Of course, they've been trying to fix things there, as there has been some issues. Adjusted EPS here at 93 cents was in line with the estimate, but the sales of 9.11 billion missed the 9.2 billion estimate. The company did open 526 net new stores. I don't know where they're opening them, because they're in every single corner, but they're still opening up more. They have 39,477 stores the Starbucks have. The split, of course, almost equally between company-operated and licensed locations, but comparable store sales here declined 3% globally, driven by a 5% decline in comparable transactions, offset by, of course, an increase in average tickets. But in North America, it fell 2%. In China, 14%. And 7% internationally. So where they're struggling, it's not North America, it's China, and it's international. China down that 14%. That's definitely not going to help them. Their U.S. reward membership, though, did reach 33.8 million, up 7% year over year. That's a good number there for Starbucks. So we got to continue to watch how they can change things up. They've been trying to create a little bit better store experience. That's another thing that I've mentioned. A lot of people now kind of pick up or order delivery. They don't want to be in the store. And it seems like the store has slowed down a bit. When I've gone to the stores in Starbucks, that's the one thing that I notice, is that when I order my coffee and I let them just make it, and I stand at the line, it's almost taking longer than if I do the pickup order. It seems like they pay attention more to the pickup orders and the drive-through more than the people in their store. This could be an issue. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's go to the takedown or take off, because I expected a takedown on this report, yet it is trading up right now. Boeing's Q2 24 results were a disappointment, but that doesn't matter. The company is still shaking things, and the stock is still making a move here, as their adjusted EPS came in a loss of $2.90, missing the loss of $1.91 estimate. Sales of $16.9 billion, falling short of the $17.23 billion estimate. But on the positive note, right? What was the positive that actually got them to lift? Boeing board naming Kelly Ortberg the president and CEO. However, commercial airplane revenues and deliveries were down 32% year over year. So this just goes to show me that, yes, you did name a new CEO, but will this go ahead and affect things? I don't know, guys. Overall, Boeing has beyond issues out there. They have issues in their airplanes. They have issues in their space flight. Nobody is talking about the astronauts that are stuck at the space station. Boeing, how much are you paying the media out there to keep this quiet? Because if for some reason that Starliner can't come down, or the risk of it coming down is potential catastrophe and it blowing up, well, that should affect the stock price, right? More safety concerns. I don't know, guys. I don't trust Boeing one bit. And I'm glad they got a new CEO. I hope that he can change things because it seems like this company has been on a horrible path in the last 10 years. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go over, guys. Let's keep it moving, guys. Let's go over now to First Solar. First Solar. And this is one that I've been keeping a close eye. Of course, it's on the playbook today. And there's a reason why. There's a bright spot here in the earnings report as the EPS came in at $3.25, beating the $2.72 estimate. So a big beat on EPS. Sales of $1.01 billion, surpassing the $941.5 million estimate. The sales were up 24.59% from the same period last year, driven, of course, by higher module sales and increased average selling price. First Solar reiterated its fiscal year guidance of earnings of $13 to $14 on the high end and net sales of $4.4 billion to $4.6 billion. So not a bad earnings report here on First Solar. Going to look to see if we get a continued move in the action. Now that we've gotten through the earnings report and seasonal has a tendency of getting hot in solar, we're getting a nice technology move day where you're getting that lift. I'm going to look for First Solar to kind of get that nice little push today. We'll see what happens. Let's get to the last one here. One that not too many know, right? Of course, this came from a split off from GE. That's GE Healthcare Tech, right? They reported their Q2 adjusted EPS at $1, missing or beating the 98-cent estimate, while sales of $4.83 billion missed the $4.872 billion estimate. GE Healthcare expects a 24 organic revenue growth of 1% to 2% year over year, down from the prior guide of approximately 4%. So that's where the guidance here is not going to be good here for GEHC. We'll see what happens. Of course, this is due to China market headwinds. China's been affecting plenty of stocks. They did affirm, though, their 24 adjusted EPS guidance of $4.20 to $4.35 versus the consensus of $4.27. All right, that's going to do it for our Sunrise report. There is a bonus report that did happen right when I was going to start the show, so it actually even caused me to slow down a little bit. But crude oil is jumping here more than 3% as Hamas political leader is assassinated here, and this could be shaking up more concerns in the Middle East. So keep your eyes. Oil might be in play today. I will be watching to see how this goes in trades. It could have been included on the playbook if I had this before. So definitely XLE, different oil plays are going to be on the watch. But that's going to do it for our Sunrise report. Like always, the Sunrise report is here to give you guys the value, right? To take a look into the markets and why stocks are moving. So stay tuned for more updates throughout the week. It's time to get over to our trading action. We're going to take a look into the competition, see who's on the leaderboard. It's been a great start to the show. We've gone through the playbook, the Sunrise report. It's time to get to live trading. Smash the like, guys. Let's keep it going. What up out there, team? How we doing? Good morning to you. Let's go ahead. Let's get it started. Let's take a look at the action. We'll get towards, of course, the leaderboard in just a second. Just want to peek in to see if there's anything moving. The number one thing I can't do today is miss. I want to be able to jump on these trades early on, and I'm going to take a look here to see if there's any of these smaller names kind of getting the move. Serve starting to push back there, was dropping fast there towards 14. Was a really good short yesterday. If you guys were able to short that, this alone could have made you the competition account. We'll see what happens on this one. ISPO was another one that I saw make a big move and big jump yesterday. We'll look to see if it makes a jump today. It doesn't look too bad off the 8. We'll see if it can run to 9 or 10 today. Not a bad one in the penny games. But let's go ahead. Let's talk, of course, about the Rule the Pool Olympics. Let's see what's on the leaderboard and who's taking over here. And let me know in the chat, guys, Who's going for the gold? Who's going for it? I want to see if there's anybody that in the chat that's made it. Good morning to you guys. Great Scott, Vic in the house. What's up out there, guys? What are you guys taking a look at? Yes. What do we got today? NUZE. I see a lot of shorts out there on NUZE. Here it is. Look, guys. Look who's in first. Look who's in first here. Look who is in first. Right here, baby. Yes, killing it. Gotta sound the alarm for that. I need some more noises. You know what? You get the trumpet, my friend. Let's get that trumpet going. We need some noises. Let's go. Smash it up out there. Killing it out there, guys. 52,000. That's what I'm talking about on IMNN. Was this a short? Something tells me this was a short. You got to tell me about this trade. I'm looking to hear about it, man. What a trade there. Smash the like, guys. What a trade indeed. Hey, can't go wrong. Got to give you the love. Definitely. It was a short. Ha. The shorts, those evil shorts out there making that money. I remember I was trying to short this thing also. And it was like at 380s, and I was looking for the cut down back towards the 320s. I think you got that trade and then some. So really good trade there. And what I like is this all didn't come on one trade. You can see there's 13,000 on one trade, but it's not like 50,000 on one trade. Win percentage of 85%. You got to give yourself a pat on the back for that. You're doing great, and I want to see you continue it, Jazz. Keep going. Take that gold, and I'll tell you what, Jazz, since you're in my chat and I see you daily, I see you getting after it. If you win first, I know you're going to get a prize already, but I'm going to have to try to find something that I can reward you with. So keep getting after it. I'll be looking at what else is out there. Are any of these accounts swingable overnight? So Great Scott. So the competition account, the way that they're working is they're day trading accounts. They're not swing. So what will happen is at 350, it cuts out every single day. It cuts out and you get your overnight buying power. So there's still overnight buying power. It's just going to be 10% of that buying power. So that's why you're still seeing some traders take some overnight trades, especially in the penny names, because they don't have that much buying power. So they're going up and stepping up and sizing overnight in some of these penny names. So just to give you at least some insight. And of course, we see some other traders there. And what are they trading? The smaller names. Those are what's getting the run out there, what's making the money. I don't see anything on the top 10 here that's from what? The market leaders account. So that tells me also that the market leaders account is making less, but probably losing less also. So if you take a look here at the market leaders account, and this is what we're looking at right now, you can see that we're only at 8,000 for the move. And I'm actually haven't done bad in the market leader account. I have 1,000. I don't have too crazy of a move, but I'm going to keep looking, guys. Look at this. Some guy made a good money on SoFi yesterday. I'm sure they were shorting SoFi. Braham Rodriguez from Colombia was probably making some good money on SoFi on the short yesterday. SMCI, Rachel Summers, good, congratulations. So there's some other trades out there, and this is only 8,000. That just shows me that we still got ability to catch up on what the market leader account. So we'll be trying to catch up there and seeing what we can do. Let's take a look at the bull run only. That's going to be 34,000. And here you see a little bit of a mix, but this goes to show me I could still catch up for this one. We'll see what happens on that account. I did get down yesterday, took a big hit, down about 4,700. So going to have to bounce back on the bull run today. Of course, Penny Power, we've already know who's taking the lead in that. That's Yaz. And then the other traders, you can see there's a lot of money to be made there in the Penny Power battle. And of course, if we look at the bear battle, there's 44,000 there. There's some pretty good money there. And what do you see? Yaz in second place there. Yes, you got two of the spots, man. Killing it, Yaz. Definitely. Shout out to you. Doing the best, I think, of all traders out there right now, comparable in the different accounts. Not bad at all. YIBO 20K. Hey, gotta take it. Good job on the bear battle and different action out there. And what are you seeing out there? These are a lot of some shorts, but even on NVIDIA, a good trade here, right? So the best symbol here, NVIDIA, not bad. That's Juliano from Brazil. Hey, shout out to you out there from Brazil. And who's going to get the gold? Is it Morocco? It's Morocco too. You're celebrating for your country also. I want to see some celebrating for the country also. We'll see what happens there. And we'll see. Maybe the gold goes to Morocco. Find out. All right, guys. Smash the like. That's going to be the leaderboard. I'm going to get off the leaderboard. We'll take a look at what else is moving out there. We got to take a look at the action. Let's see what we can come up with today, guys. It's, of course, trade the pool. Let's go looking. Let's go trading. Let's see what we can find today. Of course, AMD, the biggest move overnight. That thing ripped here. It was down at 135 right off the earnings and then comes all the way back to 150. We'll see what happens to this bad boy. It's going to be moving all around. And, of course, there's a couple other ones that you can take a look at, like Qualcomm that's going to be reporting tonight. Was beaten down. But, of course, with tech bouncing back, this has already bounced back significantly. Yesterday's close, 166.75. It's up there to 174. A lot of these tech names, I feel like, though, have already run, and that's where it's very hard to jump in now. Because if you're jumping in now, where are you grabbing these? You're grabbing these 4, 7, 8% higher. It's almost unlikely to think that NVIDIA is going to have a 20% move higher today, right? And so that's where I feel like today is going to be a lot of chop before the FOMC. And then maybe after that, we start to see it clear up because we don't know how that reaction is going to happen at 2 and 2:30. Smash the like out there. It's good to catch you guys in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of you guys start to catch up there. Let's go. Finally up early, Wisdom. Hey, pinky up to you, Wisdom. Shout out to you. I need some coffee, man. It's been a hell of a week. Let's keep getting after it, team. All right, guys, time to look around and try to find some trades. I'm going to go to my scanners here and see if there's anything that's standing out to me. All right, let's go. Let's get it here, guys. KN, not much there. Looking around to see if there's anything that I can see kind of getting the nice little lift there. There's some smaller ones on a little bit of a gap up, but not much that I'm seeing out there. I know that NUZ was one to kind of keep a watch on. NUZE, that's on the fade right now. We'll look to see if this starts to work back there. It just did do a pop to 688. So let's see if this actually starts to kind of rise now. Doesn't look too bad off of this pullback towards the 6. Can it get back there to the 670s and start going to 7? I mean, this thing's all over the place. That's one thing for certain. You can see here on the 5-minute, it looks like a head and shoulders, but that doesn't matter right now. It's going up and down. It definitely caught some support on that pullback. We'll look to see if this can keep going. What I like is the hourly pullback back below the 8, back below the 6, now trying to recover. Undercut a lot of people out of that $6 spot right here as this came back down. And now it's trying to regain some buyers here. Let's see if this can start to move here. What do you guys feel about NUZE? Maybe I take a trade right here in the kind of the morning here. On the penny name, I am down big, guys. I took another hit yesterday, so I got to start working my way back. Maybe this is the start of my day here on NUZE for a move back up here towards the 675s. Have to be quick here. Let's see what happens there. NUZE. I didn't see if this one had some news. I should maybe take a look at that. Let's take a look here. NUZE. Let's see. Earnings 13 days from now. Has been getting a nice little pop. I don't see too much. I saw a passive stake on the 25th. That's what probably helped it out a little bit there. But hey, we'll see what happens. NUZ. We got some trades out there. Guys, I see some stocks in the chat being mentioned. Keep throwing up some stocks. We'll take a look from you guys on your list. And of course, I can take a look at mine. We've already talked about some of the playbook. First Solar is definitely going to be one that I'll be watching to see if this can do a nice little takeoff. It's already pulling back in the pre-market here. Was up towards 220s. I think it takes 220s again in the intraday, but I'll be waiting for that action. And with that mentioned, run. maybe coming right back up, right? Has pulled back to the 9 EMA. Maybe now it takes a nice leap through that 18. We'll see what happens there. AMD up almost 8% this morning. Going to keep taking a look around. I see this ADIL up about 18%. So if you guys want one that's a small name that I see lifting right now, I see this one lifting, but I don't see too much on this, but we'll see what happens. Last time this one kind of got cut down. It could get the lift today. We'll find out. AZTR, another one that's kind of was really cheap, trying to get the lift off there. This one was way higher, now down to 78 cents. It's crazy how these ones move. We'll see what happens out there, guys. If you guys got any cheap name, keep throwing them up. We'll keep watching out there. NUZE coming back here towards the $6 spot. This is kind of the area that I would kind of try. There's one, 2, 3. Now we get that fourth type of bottoming event here, and then you're going to look for it to swing back to the upside. It could still go to 587, so keep that in mind. We'll see what happens here. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead. Let's take a little shot here. I kind of like the 634s for it to come back there towards that. So it looks good here. Off the 6, guys, just hit down there towards 602. Now starting to come back. 611s on the upside. Let's see if this really wants to take off here and really kind of push here. Doesn't look too bad in the pre-market. We'll see what happens on this NUZE. Not seeing the volume come in right now. If not, I would be jumping in big. Like if there was like let's say a 6,000 or a 10,000 order that went through there at, let's say, like $6, I'd be excited about this. It doesn't look too bad at all for it to get the little pop here back to 650s at the minimum. But that's about what, 40 cents higher here. So let's see what happens now. Definitely a shake on this one. NUZ, can it go right back towards it, make like a double or triple bottom attempt towards $6, or will it take 615 here and just start to push? All right, we'll see what happens out there. We got a couple of other names out there. Eula, I think I said it right. Yuli, I'm gotta say that right. How do we say that? Want to get that right there. VCNX, nice trade, new trader in here in the chat. It's good to see you out there. I always like to see some new traders, so I definitely will take a look at that trade there. VCNX. I don't know this one, but hey, like always, guys, there's always names out there that you don't know that could get the lift there today. This is a biotech. Looks like a vaccine type of day, vaccine type of name. If I take a look here, the daily resistance is right around this $8. So needs to hold the $8 for pullbacks. Right now, what are you doing? You're trying to wash out that $8 and you've come back. So you went to $7.79, you went to $7.90. Look for an attempt, one more attempt to wash through that 8. So you got 1, 2, 3. I always look for the 4th to fail. So it goes towards the 8 and it comes right back up. If it cuts through that $7.79, you probably get rid of this. But if it can hold 8 and start to come right back around, that's what I'd be looking for, and really doesn't get hot back until it gets through 9 on the upside. We'll see what happens on this stock. NUZE back down towards the 6 there. Did do an attempt back towards the 6 here. Now trying to do an undercut here. We'll see if it undercuts or does it start to come right back towards the 615. All right, let's see what else is out there. Alibaba starts an AI search engine and it will get that AI boost. Maybe Baba starts to turn things around here today. It's not bad. It just got a lot of volume there. Someone's trying to take a bet off of that. Let's take a look here. Did the news just come in? Let's take a look here. Alibaba to launch AI search came out at 8:53. So right here. And then right after that, just a little bit later, you started to see that volume come in. So someone's taking a bet, and it's off of this 739, 740, 79.40 area. So we'll see what happens. Can Baba really get going back to the upside? Of course, if you take a look at this, you can also watch what? The FXI, right? FXI is going to be your top China names to look to see if this comes back. Or you can take a look at, what is it? Yin and Yang. Yang is going to be the bear, and then Ying would be your kind of your bull, right? And there you got your bull, your China bull leverage. We'll look to see if this gets back there through the 9, back towards the 950s. Not a bad stock to maybe take a look at for, it's already on the gap down. Maybe that actually helps us, and it comes back through 9, coming back towards the 950. Not a bad one to watch there. LSH. Let me know, guys, where the small ones are. I'll be watching out there. There's a small pop and a drop there on this LSH. Back down to the 280s, though. Doesn't look too bad as it just undercut the 3. Would look for it to test this 274s and then go right back up. Let's see if that's what happens here on LSH. Support is that 260 drop there. So, hey, at least I know where I need to get my out there. Here's the 270s showing up for a second there. 274 is that level that I was looking at. We'll see if it actually hits that, or does it just pop right back through 3? Doesn't look too bad here on this LSH. So not a bad one to mention there. Good mention there, Bullseye. Are you going to be trading the competition accounts this morning, Bullseye? Let me know, man. I thought you were going to be winning this. Yaz is making you look bad, Bull. Yaz in the chat killing it out there. MU maybe has a beaten down. It has been beaten down. Get the reversal. LSH holding announced an agreement with leading Asia-based e-commerce platform to provide seamless cross-border fulfillment services. Well, there it goes right back towards the 3 here. You can see it there. It's trying to break the 3. Does have a little bit of a wall there, but the wall's up towards like 347. So there's no reason why it can't get moving here. I kind of like it here. It doesn't look too bad there. Let's see if we can get 1,000 shares and make a little money here. Just trying to make a little cash here to give myself a little cushion. Actually, we can go 2,000. We can go 2,000. The only thing is the spread. That's where you got to be a little bit careful, like always on these stocks. But let's see, where's the pullback? Pullback's towards the 86, 90s. There's the pop above the 3s there. Let's see if we just get a little pullback there, but it looked good. I was definitely hesitating there. So, hey, not going to jump up there at the 3s. Should have got it there at the 280s and then risking off the kind of the 260 spot. It's already starting to come back. We'll look to see if it goes through 350 and 4. The key there is that there was a lot of potential for a nice up move, right? You're talking, what, $2 on the upside, $1.30 on the upside, potentially. There it goes back to 320s. 350s is where I could see it going and finding a little wall. But, hey, nice move already, right? All right, guys, getting after it. Hope you were able to catch that right there, Bullseye. Good mention, man. For me, I definitely has been having trouble trading pre-market. And the biggest thing is that I got so much going on, right? Trying to take the sunrise report, put everything together. So I've been not taking that pre-market trade, but this actually looks great here, guys. So that LSH, I'm going to be looking to see if that can get that nice little lift, see if we can get that nice push. But it's a big day today, guys. We got a lot to talk about. And I'll tell you what, I got a special surprise for all you guys out there, getting ready for the market, getting ready, getting that watch list going. And of course, we got a big bull himself coming onto the show. What's up out there, Michael? How we doing?
What's up, everybody? How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Great to be here, like always.
Are you enjoying the Olympics, Michael?
And it's amazing. First of all, the feedback's coming from the guys, 4 divisions. It's kind of cool to do. And I'm trading myself. I don't know where I'm at right now, but I've been 13 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm getting out there,
Hey, love to hear it. Love to hear it. I've been enjoying the Olympics, whether it be our competition or the Olympics overall, because it's definitely a fun time. It's a great time to be and representing your country also. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about there, Michael, because I think that's great that we include that also in the competition and in the top, right? You can see it there. So like I was telling Yaz, it's in first place right here in the chat, Michael. Killing it. We got to give him a shout out, and definitely Morocco might take the gold. So.
And Yasin actually made it to the funded phase as well a few days ago, and we did an interview together. So way to go, buddy.
Hey, love to see it. Love to see it, definitely. And that's what it's all about. One of the things is if you're seeing funded account, you're seeing on top of the competition, something in that system might be going right, Michael? I mean, hey, like I always say, the results speak for themselves, right? And if your system's right, the results will be there also. So, hey, great trading there indeed. And I'm watching one right now that was just mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at that action here. look at this. We were watching this just right now. It was just going towards the 270s. And it was like, okay, as long as it can hold that 270s, it went to 277. The low here, 275 to the left. Boom, right back up there to 375. So just in that alone, that's a 37% move.
Nice.
Could be making some money out there, Bull. I hope you were able to nail that one. Not a bad one there. Let's start taking a look a little bit at what Michael's watching this morning. I know, Michael, you like a little bit of some bigger names. You like to go after those tech names. I'm sure you got one or two up your alley today. Let's go ahead. If you like, you could share your charts, Michael. We can take a look at what you're watching this morning. But
I'll do that.
We got a lot to talk about. And, of course, a lot of action. AMD shaking things up. Microsoft, not so much.
The market, let's start with that. From yesterday, I'll talk maybe a little bit about the trades that I made the last 2 days with the competition and all. But look at the market. I missed that trade. I hate myself for missing that trade. Everything was perfectly aligned, but I didn't see that. I took that short to the downside very nicely, but didn't take that long, and that could have been a great trade. NASDAQ 4-hour chart reached that support level. Super classic. It's so simple in a way, right? On the technical level, when you see it, you got this resistance, support. Obviously, it will become support. The same here. That's the area. You can see a lot of buyers and sellers coming in before, so it makes sense it will work again. MACD diversion, perfectly positive diversion comparing to the price that continued to drop down, and now we're pushing higher. We'll see if we can go above this area of resistance. If so, you got plenty of room to the upside for the NASDAQ, meaning all the tech companies will do the same on a 4H. Something interesting to watch, I saw yesterday looking at the ETFs, you can see the differences between the Qs, the SPY, and the IWM. So IWM went down, but not as aggressive as the Qs and the SPY, right? Mm-hmm. They did a crazy move to the downside. So this is definitely one to go to when it comes to trading long when the price in the NASDAQ or the SPY are dropping down. So just keep an eye on those small caps while big names dropping down. That could be a nice move to go. Generally speaking, you said it right. AMD.
Yeah.
I mean,
this stock loves to shake people, man. It was just down below the daily support and it said, you know what? Forget that support, man.
Exactly. I mean, that bounced like crazy after earnings, and we got a few others that running pretty nicely. Of course, with the market these days, you need to keep an eye. It's always interesting when the NASDAQ is moving strongly. Go with the stocks that involved with the NASDAQ and not just going for that stocks in play, right? Mm-hmm. Don't look for that individual stock. Actually try to trade the market and analyze it. It will be much more profitable. Boeing doing nicely after earnings, bounce up, dropping down. We'll see about that.
This was a surpriser because I talked about it on the Sunrise. The earnings were horrible, but it doesn't matter when you change your CEO. I think that's all they wanted to hear. And as soon as they heard that mention, they were like, "Okay, good job. You cut out the bad guy."
Yeah, depends which CEO. I gotta tell you this.
That's true. That's true.
Pinterest dropped down nicely after earnings.
They didn't call you, right, Michael?
Exactly.
That's what. Come on, Bowen.
Not yet. So Pinterest moving nicely, reached that resistance. Could easily be another one to the downside as long as it's holding that support. Mm-hmm. Also, PayPal looks interesting for today. Yesterday,
got a nice win on that yesterday. So
it did?
Yeah, nice win on that one. That was my market leader's trade. Was able to make like $2,000. It wasn't an insane one, but in the market leader account, that's another thing to notice. And I talked about that a little earlier. Is that the top kind of prize there, the top results right now is around 8,000. So a little lower than, let's say, our penny stock challenge, right?
Exactly.
But there's also more managing those positions, right? And I think that that's another thing to kind of think about here. And there's so many that you can trade on the market leaders. Some people don't realize, but I mean, yesterday on PayPal, I had a big sizing. So there's still ways to get to the first place in that market leader competition. You guys out there, focus in. Look at those stocks in the S&P 500, because I'm sure there's going to be a couple of them moving today. And especially on things that like are getting those whipsaws on the MACD, where it was like yesterday, the MACD looked horrible. And today, all of a sudden, with these nice 6% jumps, 5% jumps, we'll be looking for things to turn right back to the upside.
Yeah, interesting also to watch is the GC. That's the future for the gold. So anyone that loves that could easily see that diversion, the negative diversion in the gold reaching that resistance level. So that could be a nice day. Maybe a drop on gold will be interesting to take some ETFs or some stocks related to it. For example, AEM or AU, NEM, GOLD, those kind of stocks that relevant to the sector or the index or the commodity actually, and basically look for the downside on gold. Again, this is an hourly chart. So
all right, a little bearish gold I see there. All right, we'll see what happens there. I think it's going to depend a lot on the big bad wolf today.
No
Be
doubt.
careful out there. The big bad
doubt.
wolf might blow the houses down. We'll see if the houses are made out of straw today or they're brick houses, because Jerome will be speaking later today, of course. The big thing will be, do they cut interest rates, right? And just overall thinking, how do you feel about interest rates, Michael? I know this is not really you're not an economist here, but how would you think about it? What do you think here? Is Jerome going to cut? Are they going to talk about cutting? What do you think here?
I think they want to keep it that way until the end of the year, right? So I'm guessing it will stay the same. There's no big changes that we've seen lately, and again, if it will drop, we are in a kind of situation where everything is so volatile, and if they want to keep everything settled, then I guess they won't do a major move here. But of course, like always, we will trade it the way we want to trade it. And
the fun part is that's going to cause some shakeup, right? So be careful out there, guys. I do want to put on alert that a lot of times when we get this FOMC press release or the conference, you'll get this big wick on the downside and upside. So just be careful out there, especially with stops around 2 to 2:30. Just want to put that out there for everybody to kind of be alert. I don't want everybody yelling at me or yelling at Jerome Powell because he stopped them out. And I think that that's important. So if you have big positions open and you're just leaving stops and you're walking away, make sure that you might come back around that time to kind of be alert and active. Just want to put that out there because I know it's going to happen. There's going to be a trader tomorrow that tells me, oh, I would have won the competition, but I left the stop out there, man. And that's just how it is out there right now. Bear battle, I'm seeing you taking a look at that.
Yeah,
what do you see here?
I'm seeing myself at 33 position.
Okay,
so
okay.
I dropped a little bit. Got 3,600 at a nice trade on NVIDIA yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually.
Michael, I missed my Tesla trade by 10 cents, man. It was just sitting there, and I had a big order out there, man, and that thing was at 232. Tesla's at 225, man. Oh, that would have been a good one there. But hey, that's just how it goes, though, right? And I think that we just got to keep looking because there's opportunities out there. That's for sure.
Did you take any trade on the penny power?
Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. I've had one good trade and 3 bad ones. I'll be honest. Yeah. One good one, 5,000 in the green. And then those 3 ones, I've just been, one was all right. It was kind of like a break even. But 2 of them, I stepped up, kept buying, went too big too early. A habit that I've been trying to improve on, guys. I talk about this. We want to make improvements. Even in the competition account, you want to be taking a look. How is your habits in your trading? It's so important because if you can catch one of them and make it a good habit versus it being a negative towards you, hey, you can make a big lift in your trading skills, which is what we're all looking for, right? We got to make improvements. If not, what are we doing here?
Exactly. Yeah. The competition is, one time is for fun. The other one is actually to test yourself and see what you can do in order to improve. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, because one thing is taking a look at, I want the gold, but another thing could just be like, hey, I'm going to really take this serious to see how I would do if I had this amount of money, right? This amount of capital. And I love those traders that take it serious, because the truth is, I want to see how your skills are, right? That's what it's all about here. And you guys in the chat, like Yaz, it's gotten funded and keep battling. That's what I want to see, guys. And stick to the system. Let's not get overconfident. Let's keep to our system and keep going the way you're going after it. Yaz, you're killing it. Keep getting after it. It's almost time for the bell here, guys. It's 9:23. Michael, you going to stick around for us?
Yeah, no doubt, until at least 30 minutes. Give me that option to trade,
Hey, you guys see it. We're getting Michael out of the meetings this morning. Kick those meetings out. We got some trading to do. Exactly. Let's get after it, guys. Do us a favor. Take a second here, guys. Just hit the like, hit the subscribe for any reason if you're not subscribed already. Ready to get after it. You guys see it. Tesla out there. I have a feeling, with this kind of recent drop that just happened, now we're right back up. Tesla went down to 220 yesterday. So it was a complete collapse. On a day like today, where you're getting tech to come back, these are the days where tech and Tesla love to come right back. Of course, Apple's another one that I'm going to be looking for it to come back, as this stock has pulled back below the 9 EMA and now starting to recover that 9 EMA. So what's the 9? The 9's momentum. So now I'm going to look for the momentum to come back into tech, right? NVIDIA, you already see up. You already see a lot of these names up already. And of course, Apple coming into the report, I expect good things, right? So we'll see what happens here on Apple. Of course, they'll talk a lot about AI and their Apple Intelligence that's coming out soon. So that's another thing that I'll be watching on the report. First Solar, big stock for me, watching towards the bell. Because why? We got through the earnings report. Look at the reaction already. Right? This is going to be one of those where I look back and I'm like, man, I should have jumped in the pre-market, because it's already jumping, man. It was on the playbook early for me. And that was back at 6 or 7 a.m. It did a nice little dip to the 218. 220s is a big level. And you guys can see it starting to come back. I could see even 230s being available for First Solar today. This one on the market leaders. We'll be watching this one to maybe take a shot. And then, of course, yesterday you guys saw I got stopped out in SoFi. But it's coming back. I think it's still in play today. We'll see what happens. Why I think this one's interesting, Michael, is because it's on the market leader account and it's a $7 name, right? Nice. So you could get the big sizing in this one, right? And then that's the important thing there. You got to be smart also with that market leader account. Take a look at the prices on the S&P 500. There's some that are still cheap.
That's amazing. I'm getting definitely full size on those trades. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, especially because, with 4 accounts, I mean, I can't take, 20 different trades at once. So, yeah, going with that hard swing is important. The key, though, I think that's been what I noticed is trying to kind of maybe not be full sized until maybe 12 in the afternoon, right? Give me that time for things to pull back a little bit and then maybe catch that run in the afternoon. I think that's one thing that I've been noticing that I've been doing maybe a little wrong, trying to size in really quickly and then just trying to size that up, but way too early in the day. And then of course you get that stop out and then you look back and you're like, well, I mean, I would have been in the green if I would have been able to hang out all day, right?
Yeah.
So let's get after it, guys. Let's see what we can do today. We got a lot to take a look at here. There is one stock that is on the penny that I'm watching right now like a hawk, which is this ISPO. This thing yesterday took off, got up there to 9. If you look on the daily, there's going to be something that I think a lot of traders might not be watching for. There's this gap to fill, right? To the left and looking to kind of keep pushing. I can see 10 and maybe potentially 1063 on this ISPO. So if we're at 830s and we can get 1063s, or that's still $2, $2.60 left, 220s left. So I'm looking for this to get that nice lift. Right now, you can see it. There's volume in this. There's 90,000 shares in the pre-market. That's actually pretty decent. So we'll see what happens on this ISPO, if it can get the push and start to go towards the 9 and the 10. And then, of course, we just talked about it one before this that was getting the move. Serve is still out there moving. Look at this thing. Already just got a nice little push there to 16.25. Remember, this stock was trading at $20. So robotic stocks, man, is a hot name, hot area. So maybe look for Rich Tech Robotics to get the lift. Anything with the robotics name, that's like the new sexy hype word. It's not
that's
AI.
That's the AI, right? That's exactly. That's the.
It always switches. It always switches. Hype words will always come in with the market and come out of the market, and then another flavor comes in. So this is new scoop, right? It's robotics and autonomous. Autonomy. So that's Tesla, right? That's Elon, right? Yeah. What did Elon say in the earnings report? If you guys think that Tesla is going to get autonomy right, we'll bet on Tesla. And if you don't, get out of here. I think that's the move right here. Because the AI features, right? Like, let's say like Claude or whatever, or Gronk on Tesla or on Twitter. Those are just features. Those are commodities, man. Those aren't going to make too much money. Like, no one's paying $100 a month because they want, Claude or they want ChatGPT. I have paid for ChatGPT. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. So I think at this point, you need to look at where it can make money. Robots? Yeah, you can make a crap ton of money, right? Autonomous? You can make a crap ton of money, right? So Google is one of those that are the top players also in autonomous that most people don't think about with Waymo, right? And that's something to think about. So Google today, on the day where technology is bouncing back, might be a play. Look at that. We're getting hot already, Michael. Already the market's starting to get a nice little lift here. Bell's about to hit. It's 9:29, guys. Let's get after it, traders. Michael, let me know if you get into a trade there. Take it right out the gates. Let's go, guys. Yeah. Let's see what we can do today. You know what time it is, guys? It's time. Let's go. Get those fists up. Let's go battling. I love the old school WWE bell there. All right, let's go, guys. Let's see what we can come up with today. Going to be watching, of course, those penny names right out the gates, and then I'll be moving into the different stocks. ISPO is one of my top watches right now. It's up towards 850s. I'm going to take a starter here. All right, guys, just took a starter there. Now I'm going to look to add on pullbacks here on ISPO. So I just took 1,000 shares. Of course, you guys know I've been going pretty big on this. Oh, I got to actually sell this. This is that is not a legit trade there. So I took the loss there, but I'm going to get out of that trade because that's not a legit one there. Why is it not legit? It's over that 5, right, Michael? So I want to catch myself there. I would rather lose money on that really quickly, and I could just call it a negative trade there than trying to take the trade and then going green and then calling Michael and being like, yo, Michael, but come on, Michael, it was a green trade.
Yeah. CRWD looking pretty sharp.
CrowdStrike.
Continue the drop from the last few days.
Man, they hate that stock.
Yeah. There's a reason for that.
I could do the bull run for that ISPO. I'll look at that. Okay. The bull run, I can do that. All right, ISPO right now just hanging out there. Looking to see if this is going to take off here. And if you guys out there see a smaller name that's making a move out there, keep mentioning them up. We'll take a look at there. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. What are you guys making the comments on? NUZE, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Take a look at that one. NUZE. $6 rejection. Looks good there now. I like this one, guys. Just went down towards the $6. Now rejecting that. Now coming back down. Let's see if it holds this and starts to take back towards the 645s. Also above the $5, so I will mention that one. Probably not available for that penny name. Mondelez getting a little bit of a move. I'll keep watch on that. All right, NUZ back down towards 6. We'll look to see if it starts to make an up move here.
Kind of choppy start. NASDAQ.
NUZ coming down towards the 580s, 590s. Not making that breakout attempt there. If anything, a breakdown attempt here towards the 570s. I'm not in. Serve, though, did get the jump out the gates. Got up there to the 1650s. We'll look to see if this can make the move today.
Tesla moving nicely.
Yeah, that type of stock loves to just trend, right?
Yeah.
Just trend. It was a straight trend down yesterday. It could be a straight trend up.
I'm looking for a pullback on Tesla. Let's see if we will get it, and then I'll jump in.
First Solar doing well out the gates here towards the 224s. This is on the playbook. Definitely one that I'm watching, guys. I just need a little bit of a pullback. Would love a pullback below the 221 spot. That's what I'm really looking for. I don't think I'll get it today, but if I can get that pullback back towards, let's say, 219s, 217s, that's definitely when I want to start getting long on First Solar. Pins mentioned in the chat, of course. Yeah. And Pins always trades with Snap, right? Those two are going to be hand in hand. Snap is getting an up move right out the gates there. Pins is dropping. We'll see what happens if that can catch the dip.
You know what? I like that. I'm going to short it. Pins. Just trying to work this. Where is my bear bottle? Okay.
Taking a look at SoFi. SoFi, definitely on my radar today, guys. And, you know, it cost me yesterday, but that doesn't mean that I stopped watching it, right? Like, I do this often where if I stop watching the stock like that, that's the day that it goes like, you know, 30, 40% after you got stopped out once. Just because you got stopped out once doesn't mean you completely take it off your radar. You just got to take a reassessment, right? Take a look into it, see what's going on, see what the price action's really telling you now that you're out of the trade, and you can take a look, right? We'll see what happens if this starts to push. Another thing I'll look for in SoFi is not jumping too early on it. Let it tell me that today's the day versus me thinking, okay, I got to get in early. All right, Michael, how's it looking here? What are you seeing out there?
I'm just looking at NVIDIA. I took some short on Pins.
Okay.
Looking at NVIDIA, maybe for another drop. Had a great drop yesterday, and after this big move, I'm just trying to see if I can catch any downside move on NVIDIA. And waiting for Tesla.
Starting to come back.
Let's go Pins.
All right, guys, going to try to get in ISPO here.
Okay. Dropping nicely. I didn't take a whole lot, only 50,000 exposure out of that 200 that we have. But still $1,000 in profit. Let's see if it could continue to drop. It's getting into support. I'll let it play a little bit longer and we'll cover. You can already see, I'm looking at the MACD as well here. So you can already see that the MACD is becoming a little bit more positive. Look at that, right? The MACD is pushing higher compared to the previous low, but the price is dropping down. That shows me that it could turn around here. Hourly chart looks pretty nice. Another drop, pullback, reaching resistance, and dropping here. So I'll let it play just a tiny bit, but I don't want to push it too much.
ISPO, just the spread a little wide there. That's why I haven't jumped in there, and it really hasn't made a big move. It's just kind of loading right now. And so with that being mentioned, I'm trying to wait to see big moves happen versus jumping into these names too early. TWOU, of course, is one name that has been hot as of late, but could come crashing down. Of course, we know how those China education names are. They go up and down real fast, man.
Yeah. What's up with Baba talking about Chinese stocks?
Yeah, there's a AI mentioned this morning, so it looks like they're starting some AI, and that's giving them a big little gap up. But now you're getting that pullback. Baba's one that I look at hourly pullbacks all the time. So hourly charts seem to make sense with Baba. That's one thing I'll just put out there, just from my history trading it in the past. It usually seems to make sense on hourly pullbacks.
You know, it's interesting to see Baba. It's basically AliExpress, right? I don't know how it goes in the US, but we buy here all the time from AliExpress, and
man.
And there is a new. I don't know if it's new actually, but I just bought from them Temu.
Yeah, Temu. So Temu is PDD.
PDD, right? So they're actually pretty decent, you know.
Yeah, Temu's pretty decent. I got some stuff from Temu. Don't worry, Michael. I do it too, man. I don't care. China, you can have my data. You can get it anyways, like I always say. If they want it, they'll get it anyways.
It's already out there, right?
Exactly,
on Facebook
man.
or whatnot. So
it's already out there. I don't gotta hide. PDD is the best of breed though in China right now, and I would say that at the end of the day, it's crazy to look at PDD's chart and then look at Baba's chart. It just absolutely blows my mind, Michael. So either Baba is going to come back at some point and catch up to PDD, or PDD is just that good. So either they just completely hate it, or man, Baba could come back at some point. I mean, I know there's some investors in this thing because you can see the volume spikes. There's some huge spikes at the bottom. So at some point, this chart's turning around. You just got to wait. Monthly charts will give us a good sign. 90, 100 break, something like that. But boy, oh boy, look at that monthly bottom around 72.21 on Baba. Yeah, there's some traders in on that.
Yeah, no doubt. We're reaching those lows.
Yeah. There was a recent one that was like 400 million in 1 month. 400 million tells me that, yeah, you're starting to get some bulls in there.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
All right, ISPL still just chomping around. I'm looking to see if they're going to take it because this could run to 9 and 10. So,
there's a halt. NUZ.
NUZ got halted. What, to the downside? To the upside? Man, that thing was looking real weak. Head down real quick to 575, and then it just went
like any penny stock.
You know it, guys. It did that fake little washout through the 570s and then right back up there. 677 halted. I'll put it up here, guys. There you guys see it. ISPO, guys. ISPO. We'll see if this one kind of makes the move. It's just going sideways right now. Serve getting the nice move. That's trying to break 17 and trying to go higher. SoFi down to 730, so that's not looking good right now.
Added more on pins. Hopefully I'm not doing a mistake here because it's kind of already dropped nicely. Didn't take any partial yet. We'll see how it goes. Market pushing higher. Just reached a new high.
AMD pushing, guys, up there now towards 153. So AMD is, of course, one of those names you guys can be looking at today. We'll see what happens. A lot to take a look at out there, guys.
I mean, so much room for the NASDAQ to push higher. We got at least 100 points, 150 points to the upside for NASDAQ. Obviously, we will see some pullbacks, but generally speaking, we got some room to the upside, meaning we can go and look for those longs on the big names. I'll let NVIDIA and Tesla pull back before jumping in.
Looking at what I could look at for potential shorts, I'm looking at those China kind of names right now, that TWOU. It still has potentially to close 4 for a gap, but we'll see if it actually makes that attempt today. I'd love to see that get to 4, and then I could really short it because it'd be kind of a nice little gap fill type of play. All right, looking around out there, guys, and NUZE is the halted name right now. We'll keep looking to see if I see some other names out there getting the lift today. Trying to watch for some kind of big moves out there. All right. Let's see what else is making a move here. DALN. $4 stock pulling back the publishing stock. I don't see this often move. And it was halted, guys. It was up there to 455, now down to the 426, below the VWAP here. We'll look to see if it goes back to the 475 spot. This could be traded on the penny name. Let's see if this is available to us. This is definitely I don't think I've ever even heard of this name. But that's how it is, guys. Especially when you look at the scanners, I mean, you're going to find some names you probably never heard of. Here's that DALN. Trying to recover that 430s, went down to the 420s. Will it go back to 475 and maybe the 5 move? We'll see what happens. This is the day 2 type of move. Resistance in that 480s to 5. So there is some resistance up there.
Yeah, beautiful level wheel on Starbucks. Reached that resistance from the previous month or so. Now dropping very nicely. Did you take it?
Starbucks? No, I did not take that Starbucks.
No, we Will in the chat.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Starbucks, man, get that venti.
We actually just bought coffee from Starbucks, to the office.
There you go. There you go. The office is going to be jumping.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll see what happens on this DALN. See if this wants to go back towards the 475s. There's room here to run, but the biggest thing is that this is such a low volume trade. It's a little bit harder to read.
I like the pullbacks on the big names right now. NASDAQ dropped to the lows. NVIDIA looking sharp.
Yeah, Apple dropping a little bit there too. I'm looking for a little bit more of that shakeout because I think there's a lot of bulls coming in this morning and being like, oh, I need to get the tech names.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to get them. Well, I want them to get washed out, get hit 2-3 times, and all of a sudden towards like the middle of the day, then you start to see the ramp. So
I mean, just play the levels and
it's hard to buy NVIDIA for me. Like, let's say like NVIDIA's up 8% since yesterday's close, right? Like how much, like I talked about it early, Michael. I was like, how much more is NVIDIA going to get today, right? Is it going to be 20%? I mean, okay, so I got 10% to work with here, but the down action could be about half of that right now, which is that move back towards, let's say, 109 or 110. So it's difficult. And this is how they do it a lot of the times when it's a kind of a trend change type of trade where the trade now is way away from you. So you either got to, put on your big boy pants and step up.
That's what we do.
Or you watch, right?
We put on the
Michael said, I got the big boy pants on today. Let's go.
Every day. You got to put them on.
It's not easy. It's not easy, guys. And that's how a lot of the times it goes. But that's a great reason why we can trade in pre-market. I think that's another thing to keep in mind, right? The early bird gets the worm, they say. So if you're there at 4 a.m., you might be able to make that good trade. I don't know how many traders are out there at 4 a.m. trading, but hey, I'll tell you what, there's some traders out there that make some really good trades in the pre-market. ISPO now heading down here towards 790s. So we'll look to see what happens on that one. Maybe that's a fade opportunity. TWOU trying to break that 318 and make that run there. I talked about it. The gap to 4 is available on those China names, especially China not doing too bad. Let's see if BABA can reverse back to the upside here. It just came back towards a prior hourly resistance, which was to the left on the 30th, which was right around this 78.80 spot. So I'm going to look for BABA to start working its way back here, especially on a day where tech could bounce back, right? So yeah, I'll start trying to maybe take a shot on BABA.
So I mean, NVIDIA, not full size yet, because it might drop another one before bouncing up, but 800 shares could do the work. Let's see if it can move. I got this resistance obviously at around 116 for NVIDIA, right? So let's see how it will play out. Here it
All right,
is.
guys, just took a long there in ISPO taking a kind of a dip buy opportunity here off the 760s.
ISPO, yeah, it looks good.
So this is the support on a 15-minute. It's right around the 740s to 760 range. So I'm looking to see if this starts to work its way back, hits the support and starts coming back. But the key there is I'm not going into the 10,000 share size. I'm going to take it easy. I could still take a hit here and come back. As it starts to come back there through 8, that's really where I want to step up, right? I'll be up like 40 cents and then I'll try to step up to like 10,000, 20,000. We'll see what happens here, guys.
Just make sure you add in more.
Yeah. All right, seeing a couple of wicks there, and that's what I want to see. Some wicks and then close going green. So right now it's still red. So you see red, right? Kind of even this indecision candle, really not a really bullish candle. But if I can turn this back, green, it's opened at 762. So now you get that hammer candy. Now I'm going to look for a wick here and then a quick green back to 8. See if this starts to get back up there. Do it in about 3,000 tranches. Cut down level from here is 7. Just to kind of give the risk assessment there. And this is on the bull run account.
Yes, still, let's look at that. Oh yeah, nice drop.
Interesting trade there at Starbucks on that pullback. That is an interesting pullback. Baba.
Market kind of choppy. Still. Okay, I got a new low, almost a new low on pins. If it will break that low, I will get some out. That's on PINS. Trying to reach that low. I'm looking for that break and then I'll take a few out. And on Nvidia, I got 800 shares. It doesn't look so good right now. I might see another dip before pushing higher and break through that resistance of the 114. This is why I'm not adding more right now, just waiting for it.
Might get stopped out here in ISPO. Just put it out there at 693s. It's about to hit 7. So I gave myself a couple pennies there, but don't want to break 7. That's the crackdown. NUZE is continuing to go up after the shakeout to the downside. It's almost up to 8 now.
Crazy.
Serve is trying to break 17. That's still doing all right. Still not a big move there, but still looking interesting.
You know, looking, Mitch, at NUZE, right? Mm-hmm. So many traders, funded traders that we have, and also on the evaluation are looking to short penny stocks. Mm-hmm. But look how crazy it is. You can also catch a lot of the waves to the upside, right?
Yeah.
This is, guys, for those of you trading penny stocks to the downside, look for the upside as well. There are so many opportunities, so many flags, you know, consolidations, cup and handles, pullbacks, whatever mm-hmm. it is. So many opportunities here.
Yeah. And there's just fast trades on both sides, right? I think that with penny stocks, a lot of the times it's either really fast trades or think about it the complete opposite, really slow and small size, because it doesn't have to be the big sizing either. I think that one of the things is you're having the volatility already there, right? So using that and sizing in slow, working the position, getting a good average, and then when the position starts to really take off, adding, I think is one of the best ways that I've seen some big winners in penny stocks. And they do the same strategy on the short side, right? So they're shorting some at important resistance levels, right? They're shorting small pieces as they build that average. And then when they finally see that big red day on the daily chart, they start to hammer. They start to hammer down. And then he pops back to resistance, get added to. Things like that. That's what you're seeing those big short traders do. You know, even the famous one, the Tim Grattani, right? Things like that, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what they like to do, guys. They like to stay small, short those resistance pops, and eventually on that big red day, hammer down.
Exactly. And if you're listening, Tim, come join us at Trade the Pool. We would love to have you.
I should reach out to Cameron Foose. I know Cameron. I know Cameron. He's a good guy. He does a lot more crypto trading now. So yeah, I know he's out there in Thailand. I got to give him a call.
Maybe we'll go visit him in Thailand, right?
Oh, we got to, Michael. We got to make a good trade. He has a nice little mansion that we can go visit. Tim Grattani is the GOAT. Jazz knows. I liked him. I like the way he went about things, though.
Guys, if you know him and maybe learned from him, shout out, tell him we are looking for him at Trade the Pool.
Let him know. Trade the Pool. Yeah. Trade the Pool, man. Nolan talking about AMD. You're trying to get someone to save AMD? We'll see, man. AMD is strong right now. It is strong, but we'll see if it can keep running, man. That stock is hard to trade. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, also CRWD. I mean, it looks great to the downside, but the spreads are huge. I'm not going to risk it here. NVIDIA pushing higher. I actually wanted it to drop down just a tiny bit so I can add more, but it's already moving. Resistant at 116. I'll take my partial at around this area. Almost $1,000 on NVIDIA. And I need pins to go down, but it doesn't yet. So we'll wait for it just a tiny bit.
NUZ back to 7 and shaking all around there, guys. So just be careful with that one. It's definitely one of those that come in up and down. It's going to move all around today. Looking at a TOWU for like a short, but man, it'd be a hard one here to do it so early in the day.
Beautiful boogie woogie. Great trade on Tesla.
Get after it. Tesla, it was just a gap and go type of day. Tesla's now back to 233. It was at 225 this morning. Good trade there.
Okay, that's my cue, Mitch. I got to run for the next meeting. So I'm just wrapping it on NVIDIA. Took that nice long on pullback. And those shorts on pins. Keep getting in and out of those trades, make money, and hopefully you will make it to the top.
Well, Mike, all I can say here, Michael, is take that money bag and just go ahead and take it on with you, man. Just load it up on that back and take it with you, man. Because there you go. It's a little heavy, that money bag today, man. Not a bad one.
That's a decent one, yeah. A decent one.
Not a bad one indeed, man. Thanks for sticking around, doing a little trading on the Olympics. Like always, great opportunity for us out there with the competition. So definitely a thank you, the CEO of Trade the Pool. Thanks for giving us this opportunity, Michael. I know that a lot of traders out there are having some fun with the competition, also a little learning. So we'll see you back like always. The room's always open for you. Thanks for taking some trades, working through that, and also showing us, right? I mean, at the end of the day, Michael, yes, he's the CEO, but man can trade. I love it, Michael. Thanks. It's always good to have you, man. Hey, take care. We'll see you back. Go get off to those meetings. I know you got some busy work to do, but hey, at least you had some fun trading action. It's always good to see you, my friend. Take care.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right, guys, we'll get back to the trading action. Like always, smash the like for Michael joining us today. It's been a great day already. We got a lot more to take a look at, guys. It's just 9:57. Let's go see what we can trade out there, guys. ISPO now starting to come back. I'm still in it on the bull challenge. So now it's time to take that challenge a little bit more serious and step up to the plate on this one. ISPO starting to come back here. Let's see if we can really get this moving here. All right, now it's back towards 775. Now I'm starting to get into the green here. Going to go ahead and step up to the plate here. All right, guys, just grabbed another 3,000 shares. Now pullbacks back towards like 734s and 750s. Want to take more shots, but really looking for an 8 recovery and a run towards 9. Going to take a big shot on this, guys. All right, now below 771 is where I want to be adding towards, let's say, 730. So that gives me room, really. Look how the bid's at 741. So that's something to keep in mind. 740 is the kind of support there. So I want to keep that in mind on the upside. $770s by 753s, so that's actually not looking bad here. Got about 6,000 shares so far, guys. All right, going to take a look at some other ones out there. Of course, NUZE is one that's been moving. Now that's back down towards the 671. Will that just wash to the downside now? That's the hard thing there. You could get a down hole. I think you're on a down hole. That's just hard. That's hard to trade, man. That NUZ shaking all around, guys. What's up out there, guys? Trying to catch some comments in the chat. Smash the like. Let's keep it going, guys. What are you guys taking a look at out there? All right, guys. You having a tech issue, Bullseye? I mean, come on, man. The first time you go and you traded, you had some issues there. It happens, man. Nice short on LSH. Okay. Green. There you go. Keep getting after it, man. Did you? I would make sure that you didn't do like some type of mistake there, Bullseye. But reach out to us. Hit us up in the kind of the customer service. We'll see what happens there, man. I'll try to get someone to help you out, Bullseye. Like always, you guys can reach out to our support team. Unfortunately, Bull, I can't help you, but hey, just keep getting after it, man. All right, guys, trying to see what goes on with this ISPO trade. Let's see if we can really get this moving here. Love to see this one come back through the 8 spot. That's going to be the important spot for it to come back and come ramping. Like the hourly support holding here, just undercut the hourly support. That's 742s. Now could come back through 825s, 850s, and really kind of push through the trend line. That's what I'm looking for. Nice run, but it's going to take a little bit here. All right, let's see if this 770 starts to really work here. All right, TWOU didn't do an undercut, now trying to come back through the 3. Let's see if that ramps up towards 4. BST on the downside action, pulling back after a big push up right out the gates. We'll look to see if this starts to work back to the upside. SoFi catching the support around the 730s. We'll look to see if that comes back on the day, but doesn't look good here. It's still struggling. Qs overall now starting to start to climb back there. Qs are now starting to climb. So, hey, that market leader account, now I can start to take a look at that and see if we can start to see some stocks really lift off this. Apple's one that could be lifting off through the 220, 250s. We'll see what happens there. AMD pulling back to the VWAP. We'll look to see if that kind of gets the push. What other ones are making a trade there? Serve back to VWAP. We'll look to see if that gets a nice little push. First Solar now pulling back towards the 216. This looks good here for the market leader account. We'll see what happens there in First Solar. But hey, I'm going to take a shot on this pullback here off the 215 level. Trying to get a pullback here to 216 and 215s here on First Solar. All right, got some orders out there to see if I get some fills here in First Solar. See if I can get a fill at 216. Got 50 shares out there. All right, can still get a big size on this, but looking for this to come back and then start to work its way back through the 216, 220s on the upside. 213.46. $213 is where I got some big size in, but I got 50 shares already at the 216. I think this could do one more down attempt here towards the 213. So I got to be careful with that down attempt to 213s. All right, got some pullback orders to fill on First Solar. I'll let you guys know how that keeps moving. Looking good right now. Do got a position in the green, but really looking for this to pull back towards the 213s, towards 212. I'll get really big and look for this to come back through the 221s. All right, that's the market leader account. Still got the short account available to me. Got some trades on out there. Could add to this First Solar as it starts to come back. But right now, I'm going to go pay attention to the bull run account as I'm starting to get ISPO to start getting into my favor here. 780 starting to recover now. Could make that run towards 8. Is that guaranteed? No, but now I'm starting to see the 9 EMA hold. So really just want to see 8 show up here. And if 8 shows up, I'm just going to double in here, 6,000 shares, and start to really come after this. There's 799 starting to show up there. I got to get to ISPO and get after it here. All right, looking for a slight dip back into the 780s on the offer. 790s. Come on, get into the 80s. All right, guys, see a slight wall here. Let's see if ISPO can really make a move today. 790s. Still no moves yet. Spread's a little wide here. Not seeing much on the buying action. So giving it a second here to actually collect some volume. Should get an attempt to the 760s first. There's the 80s starting to show up on the offer. Want to make sure I get through that 8 first, because if not, I'm just going to add way too much too early and it's going to be the same thing that I've been doing. So you can see how you're trying to chomp around, trying to hold the 9. You can see it take 8 and then really it starts to get moving. TWOU trying to recover 3 there, guys. So on the penny challenge, this one might be it, guys, where I take the shot on TWOU for the move to 4. So got to hold off kind of the 285s right now, but I think it could just come back for a nice move to 4. DALN is another one that could come back also. I'm taking a look at that for a move back to 475 today. Smaller name that got a lot of volume on the move back up, but then just stopped. The volume just stopped. Let's go back to that TOWU. There it is, trying to break the $3 and start moving towards the $4 spot. The key is it's underneath VWAP, so I would like to see the first pop come in. Then start to see this trade back there towards 350s also available. Still holding in right now towards 306. Doesn't look bad. Just a small volume. That's why I'm not taking it just yet. I want to take it, but there's not much there I'm seeing there. Serve. Hanging out at the 1663s. We'll look to see if that makes a move there towards 18. But DALN not doing much there also. Smaller names, I'm just not seeing it right now. On some of these smaller ones, I'm just not seeing it. All right, let's go back there. ISPO kind of rejecting there. First Solar. Still no, I think I might have got some fills there in First Solar. Let's take a look there. Market leader account. Still got the 50s. All right, looking for First Solar to kind of pull back and give me another fill. If it does give me that fill, it'll be looking good, but it's starting to hold this 217 and could just start pushing off of this 216 level. We'll see what happens there, guys. I still got the trade on, just looking for more. All right, guys, technology is up. That's the leading, and also you got basic materials kind of up right now. Gold, GOLD, looking decent off of this 1846, holding in well right now. First Solar is starting to make the move. All right, guys, trying to add on First Solar. Trying to step up to the plate here in First Solar. So I'm trying to get ads on pullbacks for First Solar. No ads just yet. It is pushing strong though. Would love a pullback to 215. It's up there to 219. Got some orders out there, that's for sure. Look to see if it comes right back down. I'm still up decent on this, but just not enough there. Look to see if I get some pullback or not. If it doesn't pull back, it is what it is. Not much there. Where's these smaller ones, guys? What are you guys taking a look at? All right, guys. Pins mentioned in the chat. All right. Stocks hell. Okay. Look to see if that makes the lift off the VWAP right now, or the 50 EMA. Did hit the VWAP and bounce there. What is that other name? What was that one? What do you guys see moving out there? Get after that money, man, Mr. G. NUZE. Yeah, NUZE now pulling back, opened up, came back towards the 649. We'll look to see if it makes the up move back, or will it make a down move? I mean, this thing's moving all around here, guys. So just be careful on that NUZE. I actually think this might be a short now. That's where it gets hard. I like that rejection of the VWAP. NUZE. Let's see if it runs to 7 here and then gets faded on. So I'm going to look for the 7 push and then it kind of get faded off of. So let it run to 7 first, and then I'll start trying to get short on this NUZE. ZVRA giving me an alert there. $7 stock there. It has been climbing on the 9 EMA really well. So this is a biotech that's been doing well today. See what happens there. First Solar still doing well. No pullbacks yet. AMD coming down towards the support. Could undercut there. ISPO still hanging on there, guys, in the bull run. Went to the 750s. Now I think it'll take it here. So I'm going to step up to the plate on ISPO. Time to take a shot here, guys. Want to do it in 3,000 tranches. Small tranches, more orders. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. $770 still holding in right now. Still hasn't turned around on that 15-minute chart. Open 773. Needs to get above 773 in just about 60 seconds or less. What is it? 20 seconds? Yeah, 20 seconds. Let's see if this turns into a green candle in the next 15-minute. If it doesn't, it could come down towards 7 really quick. LSH. There's the pullback at the 326 that did get up there towards 4 earlier. Let's see if this catches some bid action now and starts to work its way back there towards the 437s. Definitely making a move, and this is a shipping stock, so the float should be really small, and it could move all around today. This one could be one in the penny challenge here. LSH, undercut 1, 2, 3 for the 4th time there at the 325 spot, so doesn't look too bad there on that LSH. SoFi waking up, guys. SoFi waking up back there towards the 750s. Looking good. I'll look for a pullback on that, but right now I can't get after that. Powell Industries making a huge move up. Crazy move on that one. ZVRA towards the 7 there. What was that one? Just looking at it. LSH. Back towards 3 is where I really like LSH. We'll see if it can get there a little bit later today. So I'm still going to hold off on LSH for right now. I do like it, but I want to see an undercut coming towards 3 first. It does make sense here at the 333s, but that's easily how I just come in here and it's just going to wash towards the 3, then start to work its way back. The 15-minute has a couple of candles on the pullback. 9 EMA undercut look below this 313 and then comes right back. That's the way I look at it right now. ISPO still just hanging out, not doing much. Trying to hang out here to see if I can get that cut back through the 8. If it doesn't come back through 8, it's not going to be able to make a nice trade there for me. So at this point, I got to just determine if I just want to cut it here or stay in the trade. 740s cut down could be that cut out. But looking around, guys, to see what else is trading. Not much right now, I'm seeing. TWOU went back down towards the 3. Just hanging out here. Just hanging out now. Could go any which direction here on this TWOU. We'll look to see if it makes that 4 run here. Let's go ahead. I can get a ton of this one at 3, so I'll try this one on the penny stock challenge. I'm going to try to ride this up there towards 4, and then I'm going to try to also get rid of it at 4, right? So it's just for a pop, quick pop. You can get out. Let's see what I can do here. Step up to the plate here, guys. All right, I'm going to step up. Boom. Big step up, guys. 30,000 shares on TWOU. It goes through 307. I might step up another 30,000. There's 308. I stepped up. Now I'm at 307. 60,000 shares, guys. If it goes through 325, I'm going to put a stop there to add another 40,000. I can't even add that many. See if I can do 20 more. No, I'm almost reaching the limit of the buying power. Try to have some fun here, guys. Let's see if this can go now. I'm taking a shot there. Yeah, I can't even add that. All right, let's see if this just wants to go now, guys. TWOU was my best trade. This is where I made 5,000. Let's see if this can go now. Let's get a quick run there towards 354. I can make a hell of a trade here. Let's see it, guys. Let's see it make the move. First Solar is still doing really well there. We'll look at what happens here on this TWOU. Definitely taking a big shot here. Numbers made, having an amazing day, everyone. Many blessings. Hey, that's what I like to see, man. Enjoy wisdom. 307 here by 303. Let's see if this can really just get the jump through that 315 and start moving. Taking a big boy shot. Let's go. Let's go. This back through. Go to 320s, 330s, 340s, 350s real quick. ISPO going down there for me, guys. I got to go switch over. ISPO back to 750s here, so not looking good on ISPO today, that's for sure. Oh, just got hit in that TWOU. Oh, man, that one's a tough one. It just stopped me out there on that trigger. It didn't even trade down there. Ah, that's a little upsetting there. Traded out there on that penny challenge there. Got out there, guys. Just too big, too quick. I have a feeling it'll still go through, but hey, it is what it is. Could switch and reverse. Could go for the kind of the bear battle there, but I still feel like this one goes through 4. So I'm going to leave it alone right now. Serve starting to cut down. That's an interesting one. ISPO, got to go protect that one. ISPO gotta be the one today. Let's go, make a move. NUZE still holding in right now. Just went back to that 680s now. Kind of rejection from there. It looks good for the kind of the short now. It starts to break down. I'm gonna go ahead and try to step up here. So that's 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. Looking for this move to come back towards the 670s and then reject one more time. But that could be the ultimate fade there. See if I can get 660s or 650s. Then I can start getting the short out there on this NUZE. Could still go ramping right back towards 7, right? Keep that in mind. But I need to find somewhere where I can make some good money on the short side of things today. ISPO, don't feel too confident about that one coming back, but we'll see what happens, guys. Got an order to add at 8 for ISPO. NUZE starting to drop already there. Went towards 649, starting to drop towards the 630s. This could give up 587s and then come back down to 5. Going to give it the chance to ramp back to 675s and then get short on it if it fails that 7 breakout. Looking around, guys, LSH bounced off of that 315s, now starting to come back up. So this one actually has an opportunity there to start working its way back to the upside here. LSH. All right, ISPO, I'm just not feeling it on that one. It's starting to move back here towards the 771s. It's hard now. So little part of me is thinking about just cutting that. See what happens here on LSH. Yeah, ISPO just not wanting to go right now. Trying to get something that's moving here. Putting out a limit to get out break even on that ISPO just because it's not moving. Not moving. It could just take 8 all of a sudden now that I have my limit out. But to tell you the truth, I'm just looking to try to catch one that's actually moving versus still trying to catch one that's just on the sideways action. It's exactly what's going on there in ISPO. And it's back down to the 740s now. So it's going to be tough, man. I'm up there at 766 trying to get out, but could just cut it for the 1700 loss, but trying to catch this LSH if it starts to make a move. NUZE still rejecting, still just kind of fading down. Rejected that 650. So it's going to be a chomp on that one. AMD now down to 148. First Solar pulling back now, guys. So finally getting those pullbacks in First Solar. See if I can maybe go ahead and get that ad. Got about 100 shares of First Solar now. Looking for another dip back towards the 214, 213.46 area. At 214, I don't mind taking some shares there. 213.50 is where I'll really size in. ISPO trying to work its way back. Not much on that right now. canceling my limit for the time being. It's just kind of just chomping here. Powell. We'll look to see if that goes back to the upside. And UZE still chomping around there. ZVRA still trying to get back above the 7. NUWE. That one get a little bit of a spike there. 350 to 375. Can it take 4 now? Not a bad one here on NUWE. We'll see if it starts to get really going and rocking and rolling here. Doesn't look too bad for a little bit of a scalp play back to 4. That's about 40 cents higher still. NUWE. It's been pushing. There's some resistance right here at this 375 though. All right, setting a stop on ISPO just to stop watching it. Going to go elsewhere. Look for another trade. NUWE here looks interesting for the 4 scalp, but I'm still long on this ISPO. Got a good sizing in there. Let's go looking for this one. This is the short, the battle out there for the shorts action. That's what I wanted to really kind of get the trade on. What is on the red today? Looks like defensive names, right? So that's what's taking the hit on the downside. PG 161 rejection right now, doesn't look too bad. For a move back towards 160 and 159.50s. But really, I kind of wouldn't mind going after one of these smaller names, because those are the ones that are going to, when they get the move down, it's going to be big. BKTX getting that nice little jump back to the upside today. That still has room to bounce on the upside. We'll see what happens on that one. NUWE still holding in right now off that 345. We'll look to see if it makes that run to 4. All right, guys, time to catch up with you guys in the chat. It's 10:26. What's up out there, guys? What are you taking a look at? You getting some lag? I'm not getting lag, but maybe it's depending on your computer out there, but we'll see what happens. There's 355 on NUWE. There, 360s. This looked good for the 4 push. Let's see if we get the 4 there. Of course, I'm not in this one, so just to kind of keep that one in mind. LSH now starting to come back. 340s on that. So that actually looks good there, guys, on that LSH. We'll look to see if that starts to make a run there. Looks decent there. Starting to push on this one. We'll look to see if LSH makes a nice move here. Or is this the trap again? Could be. We'll see what happens there. LIPO trying to break $1 today. We'll see if that one breaks $1. ADIL was up there to 125 just recently. We'll see what happens on this one. ISPO still hanging out here off the 760s there. Still doesn't want to make the move. Netflix giving me an alert. That's actually starting to push there. Let's go to the market leader account. Looking at First Solar here. Take a look at First Solar, and then I can take a look to see if I want to go on the Netflix. But I think I'm just going to step up to the plate on First Solar here for 215, kind of bottoming. So on this next pullback, this is when I want to start getting big on First Solar. So I'm going to look for that pullback here and look to get big on First Solar. Bull run on ISPO. That's what I'm playing there. Still feel that this could be the one. I'm trying to stay small. On ISPO until that moment when I can start seeing it rip through 8 and then take a big trade. If anything here, I can size down a little bit. Might do that. Give myself the opportunity. Trying to take some out here in the 67s here. Nothing out there. See if I can get some out at 60s. There's 67 back. And just like that, it's back into the 50s. Trying to size down in this ISPO, but the right way. Just closer towards my entry, but doesn't want to give me the fills. Back down towards the 50s here. We'll see what happens here, guys. Canceling down my limit because the key is it's just sitting there. And when it sits there, it just gives the algos more time to calculate on what they want to do and run the stock a certain way. LSH now to 344s. We'll look to see if that runs there back to 4. NUWE back down to 330s. So that one didn't make the 4 push. All right, 1035, guys. What's up out there? What are you guys taking a look at? Seems like the chat got a little quiet there. A lot of trading going on, I'm sure. Let me know. What's your top trade out there? And like always, you can reach out to our support, help@tradethepool.com if you're having some issues. POM, GRTX. We'll see what happens. That's a 12-cent stock. I don't see that moving anytime soon. AMD off the bottom, off the 147. Will this one catch and then just go right back towards the 153? It's not a bad one to take a look at. That ISPO just doesn't want to move today. NUZE now 620s, but nothing moves on that. That's pretty much just hanging out there at the 620s. First Solar starting to go in the direction, but still not really getting the lift there. Could look at AMD maybe to make a trade, right? Not a bad area. The 1 hour support right around here, but AMD loves to shake me when I get in it. So I'm probably stay off AMD. Apple up there towards 223, still holding well. Tesla back at the VWAP, could make a move right back towards 235 and continue moving. ZVRA back to 668. Wanted to see if Pfizer was getting a little lift today. Not much there. GLD still holding in well there. So gold. SoFi trying to make a move off this 755. It's part of the market leaders now. Now the question is, do I take the shot on SoFi today to really start making a move back towards 8? There's sizing I could definitely get on this stock. So it's pushing well right now. A lot of volume on the bid on this. So I'm going to go for it, guys. Trying to take a limit order right now. It's already moving off the 750s here. Would like to see one more dip on this, come back to the VWAP before it really kind of breaks out. So pull back to 740s and then really gets going. That's what makes sense. First Solar is still just chomping around there. I'm up, but not up big. LSH back down towards the 322s. TWOU tried to pop off there, went towards 315 and then turned back down. That thing is just chomping and chomping. All right, let's see what else is out there. ISPO, still not doing anything on that. That's probably going to wash me today. I have a feeling ISPO, just not it, man. Not it. Thought we'd get some kind of ramp back through 8. That 738 is close to washing down. I could still hold to 7. All right, guys, definitely seeing a little bit of a slowdown now. Let's go over to the Qs. Let's see what's going on. We're still seeing that up action come in technology, and that's what's leading the action here in the hourly. Hourly also getting healthcare to get a lift there. Real estate, cyclicals getting a nice little push. So footwear, we talked about Nike coming back, and Nike is not doing bad here. Really starting to turn the tape back towards the 75 here. So not a bad look there. Deckers also coming back towards its 932s. On up about 2% there. Skechers is in the red. Could come right back through that 65. Start making a little bit of a lift there. And that's in footwear, accessory. Resorts, casinos doing pretty decent there. Auto truck dealership, Carvana has earnings tonight, guys. That's getting the push into the earnings. We'll see if that can continue. Something tells me this earnings isn't going to be the best for Carvana, but we'll find out, guys. Even it could have a nice bullish day, maybe get to 140. I don't mind maybe shorting that tonight, as of course they're going to be reporting after hours. We'll find out what happens in Carvana. All right, guys, future day trading said too many accounts. Yeah, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot to handle. NUWE, let's take a look there. NUWE back towards the 330s. We'll see if it makes that run towards 4. Hanging off the support. 327 right now. That ISPO is trying to come back and really kind of stop me out here. It's definitely coming down here. We'll look to see if it comes back, but doesn't look good there for me on ISPO. I hope somebody's short ISPO and at least making some money, because the long isn't working right now for me. This would stop me out at pretty much the close to the 688 spot. So definitely looking like it's trying to come back and get me. 720, there's some big sizing there. I feel like I will get hit there. Maybe cut down back towards the 710s there. So got to keep watch to see what happens here. And it's okay to cut out and get back in, but I'm not doing afternoon trading right now. I'm just kind of trading in the morning with the competition account. NUZE. Back to 640s. Will this make the run to 8? It's potentially there, right? There's no reason why this can't make the run back to 8. We'll see what happens here. This ISPO just Not doing it, man. Not doing it. We'll look to see if NUZE gets the run now. Doesn't look bad to get a nice little push. The thing made when it did go up, it went up fast. So let's see what happens here at the 640s. First Solar not doing much there, guys. Still having a chance to come after the bear challenge there, but not seeing many stocks come after it here. There's not much there. Serve, maybe one that I could short, but man, that thing's already down pretty big. If I did short this, I'd have to scalp it. Serve struggling there. Microsoft coming right back down to 415, so starting to see a little bit of some red action out there. Q's starting to turn around here. Gonna look to see if we start to get some kind of red action here. Nice little pullback action. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see what's down on the SPY today. Maybe I could come after something like that. So I'm looking at a lot of defensive names that are down there. Maybe PG rejection here. But if you're getting the downside action, you could get defensives to start to get the lift. These are the names that are hit hard. We could take a look at what's up big that could turn around to the downside. LRCX, one that could turn down back to the downside here. It's already had a nice little bounce back. Could reject this 900 and start to work its way back to the VWAP. Financial services still up, but could start to crack here. We'll see what happens on that. It still is up though right now. Solar on the pullback. We'll look to see if that kind of gets me that fill there. Coin. What's up with Coinbase? Mara. Those kind of still hanging in there. Clean Spark. Trying to make a move. Can't really get it going there so far. Man, these smaller plays just got on the pause button, man. Who hit the pause button on these smaller plays? Looks like it. Tesla. Up there, 231. We're going to get that 235, or we're going to come back down to 227. Right now, it seems like 232 acting as resistance here. SoFi continuing now to 766. So definitely that was the one that I probably missed out on. ISPO heading down there, guys. So going to need to either add to it or it's going to cut me out on the bull run challenge. So let's go ahead. Let's add to it here. Try to give myself a position here down towards the bottom, towards the sevens. Could still undercut through that 720s going to the $7. So that's what I see here. Doesn't look good at all for that ISPO. Definitely wrong stock to get into today. But hey, just got to manage it here. Let's go ahead. Let's see if I can get the manage and then maybe get out of this. Go with a 3,000 ad at 7. big order at that 720s just got filled there. So looking for the undercut to 7, and then I can add a little bit more, but all right, there's orders out there for pullback fills. We'll look to see if I get it. Looking to add on First Solar. FSLR trying to come back there. Still hasn't really given me that opportunity there to really add on, and it's going sideways here. Would love to see an attempt to break down through the trend line, back through this trend line here, where it kind of cuts down into the 216 and then really comes back into the 220s. So I'm going to look for that here to see if I get it. If not, then I can just start adding big after the 220s. All right, guys, what's up out there? Shane, quick question. If you were trading in the eval, would you set a daily goal, and if it hit, shut it down? Well, there's two ways to go about that, Shane. I always talk about that daily goals are a little bit tough, right? So what I really like is kind of more of a weekly goal, right? Because weekly goals can keep you either in on the day or out on the day too. Because let's say if I make my weekly goal on Monday, I honestly would maybe shut it down, right? Because it's a weekly goal and I made it in one day. So if I could do that, it's okay to just say, all right, I'm done for the week, gonna go rest my mind, focus on what I can do next week, Monday, and keep going after it in the right direction. A lot of trading is going to depend more on what? Not getting overconfident or overly like depressed. Let's just be honest, right? When there's two extremes in trading, we don't want to go on either side. So sometimes when we start noticing that we're getting like, easy wins and all of a sudden we're getting these big push, it's okay to maybe just say, all right, well, I'm going to cut it there because I'm starting to I even notice getting greedy. I'm getting overconfident, right? Things like that, Shane. So those are the types of things that can really kind of make a trader is understanding that, hey, let's say if for you, daily goals are what is important. Well, if you hit that daily goal, you essentially should call it quits because that daily goal should already keep in mind the profit to loss ratio, which should keep you in favor into the green, right? And so if we're trying to, let's say, a 3-to-1 outlook, right? I'm trying to risk $100 and make 300 on the day, right? So if I did that on a trade and I made that $300, if I keep trading, what are the odds that I get, let's say, 600, or did I go right back towards that 100 down? The odds are probably more that you're going to lose more after that spot than win more, right? Because the truth is now you're trying to expand the winning, which can give you that nice move. But I think that should come in that trade, that one trade, right? So let's say if you were looking for 300, but you got 360, well, take it and run, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's no one way here, right? I'm talking about what works best for me. You got to find out what works best for you, Shane. And that's the hardest part. So understanding, hey, am I a greedy type of trader where I get overly confident when I start doing well, and then all of a sudden I start taking too big of size and ruin all the hard work I did? Or am I the trader that knows that, hey, I don't always have this great accuracy, and now that I'm starting to see a nice little push, should I just take that money and run and then come back the next day to see if I can play with that money? Well, I think that's sometimes an approach that also can help you. But it's not one way, right? There's no one answer to this. It's more what works for your skill and your strategy. All right, looking to see if I get this first solar dip here. ISPO, still no fills on that pullback there, but it doesn't look like it's going to come back anytime soon. And SoFi is just continuing. That's going to a little bit be upsetting because SoFi was one of those ones that I feel I really could made the competition. And it was down here towards that 730s, and now it's back towards that 760s. Looks pretty good on the hourly too. Could go back towards 8. Not a bad one at all. This is one like, let's say on like a swing trade, I could still take the trade and risk off of like the 725s. We'll see what happens on SoFi. but definitely one that I want to keep on the radar for the next couple of days. NEE is one that I'm looking to keep on the radar. I've already talked about it. It was on the playbook early on Monday. Look at this nice little lift in utilities. So not a bad move there in NEE, starting to go back there above the 75, starting to work towards the 77. And you can take a look at other utility names also today. XLU is another way to kind of maybe play this. You're getting that nice little lift. Duke has been pushing, now pulling back. Going to continue to watch these utilities get higher. And a big move that could happen today is based on this with, of course, the FOMC talk. So guys, it's 10:53. Definitely going to go ahead and get some pullback opportunities here now as we're getting some pullbacks in the overall market. And that could give me some chance to come after the bear trade. I am going to be taking a trade on that in just a second here, but just starting to focus what's out there. Definitely the kind of market leader account is going to probably start to give me some fills here on First Solar. Looking to go ahead and try to get some big sizing on First Solar and seeing if it can come back during the later part of the day, right? So that's one thing that I would say about that one. Looking to see if I get an undercut down. I'm going to let it pull back here. I'm going to try to size in big below the 214 through the 213. At 212s, I'd get really big. We'll see what happens in First Solar today. All right, 10:54, about 6 minutes left here, and I'm going to start wrapping it up here, guys. We'll see what happens in the bull run. ISPO, will that one come back? Will it just stop me? It's really close. I think that at this point, I don't see it coming back at all. It would be surprising to see it come back there. NUZE starting to drop and failing off that 650s. We'll look to see if that pops back there towards the 650s, or will this just fade right back down to 5? I think that's definitely an opportunity for it to fade here or get the pop. There's really both ways right now. The support is right underneath it, so could just short off this support break at 620s, going back down. We'll see what happens there on NUZE. LSH still hanging out there also. Couldn't make the 350 move, but just going sideways right now. A lot of what I've talked about, right, this morning, I think I need to take like kind of an understanding, right? I talked about that we've been seeing a lot of moves happen in the later afternoon time, not in the morning. So today, where we get FOC later in the afternoon, yes, you're going to see some movement out there. And there's the there's the RIP there for, of course, that's going to be the bull run account. That's going to be that ISPO giving me a stop out there at the 685. So boom, got hit there, guys. I tell you the truth, guys, the competition has not gone well for me. But I'm okay with that because last time the competition went really well for me, and then right after the competition, I didn't do so well. So I will take the competition down and take those stop outs because they're really not trades that I do often. I don't go 9,000 shares long immediately, but hey, it's how it is. It hasn't been working for me. And with that being said, I need to learn from this, right? How could I go about it? That's what I'm trying to do. LSH, I think, is still a good one there to take a look at. NUZE is one that I'll be taking a look at. Serve is one that I'm watching here to see if that starts to come back, but that could be one that I could go for the short. We'll see what happens on that. That's Serve. That's up there towards 1560s, but not really moving either. So just be careful out there, team. A lot of action out there and not much happening. TWOU just keeps shaking. Still hasn't made the move. At some point, I feel like that is going to make the move, but when, right? That's what we need to kind of think about. We'll see what happens there. AMD heading down 145.72. So starting to break. Microsoft, we'll see if that can hold on. The Qs look like they're starting to give up some of that move. And we're starting to get a little bit of some leaking in the market. We'll see what happens out there. What goes in the red? Well, take a look out there, guys. Right now, I don't have anything in the hourlies from the open on the red. Something's about to go red. We'll see what happens. Will it be technology? That's like the weakest one right now. Healthcare, real estate, utilities are making that little up move right now. So continue to watch those. Defenses are starting to push a little bit. We'll look to see if those can push back. I'm looking to see what happens there. Procter & Gamble was one that I was taking a look at. Maybe it starts to fade and technology gets the lift. There's a mixed noise out there right now. And a lot of that is what's going on with Jerome Powell, right? FOMC is going to be something to watch. You want me to take over the competition? Vic G, come on over. The door's open, my friend. You can always come and trade, man. And thanks for the insight, says Shane. Up just over $1,000. So we're going to shut it down and come back tomorrow. Hey, Shane, there's nothing wrong with that. There's one thing though for certain that I think a lot of traders don't do, right? And it's part of just normal. Like, really, guys, at the end of the day, the journey is the success, right? And so a lot of times in trading, the hard part is the trading action. Then when we get the results, win or lose, we don't see it as that pat on the back. But really, that's the truth. At that point, you did the hard work. Staying to that risk is a pat on the back. Taking that reward is a pat on the back. Calling it quits because you're up more than your daily goal, that's a pat on the back, man. Shane, give yourself that props, confidence that you're trading the right way and getting after it. Yaz out there, I wish to see how you're continuing. I want to see you up at the top. Take that gold. I'll tell you that for sure. We'll see what happens. Future day trade billionaire. You get that first billion yet? I'm waiting for you, my friend. I'll keep looking for those yachts. Let's keep getting after. We'll see what else is out there. Nothing to lose. I wish there was not down size on the valuation accounts. Hey, that's how it is, man. Just be safe out there, guys. And Vic, I tell you, man, the door's open, man. You can always come over and trade with us. All right, last thing out there. Just going to take a look to see if there's any other mentions in the chat. That's probably going to do it for us today, guys. We're going to wrap it up here. Not the best day for me. Still can take a trade in the bear challenge. That's the only one that I have right now that's above the projected in the green, right? Market leader also in the green. So that one I can keep a watch on. That's for solar, right? I'm up about 1,600 on that one. Nothing crazy, but definitely want to take First Solar bigger today. We'll see what happens on First Solar to see if it can get that lift. It just did that cut towards the 215s. Do want to keep adding to it, but just got to keep watching this, right? See when it starts to actually make the move back. A lot of that's going to be on the hourly, holding that 214, 213 cut down. We just got to cut down there. Didn't undercut the kind of the low in the kind of the 213.47s. So looking to see if this can start working its way back to 219, 220s and really start rocking and rolling on First Solar. Nice volume coming in there on First Solar. So I'm going to start to size in on First Solar, looking for the pullbacks to eventually hold and then get back through the 220s. All right, guys, I'll try to get a little bit more here on First Solar. Let's just try to get a little bit there. Boom. Just added another kind of 50. Got 150. Can still take a lot more on this, guys. So we'll see whatever I'm able to accomplish on First Solar later today. Still got the bear challenge too. That I'm up about 1,300. I've only taken the Tesla trade, a Tesla short, right? And I might go Tesla short again today. But it's going to be a tough day to short Tesla on a day like today. Could look at other trades to see if I can maybe get after some short NUZE, one of those that I was looking at that already cut down there towards the 620s, could just keep coming down to the 5 and then maybe even cutting down further than that. So that was an opportunity there. LSH still not cut down there. So we'll see what happens on that one. We'll see if DALN ever gets a move back towards the upside. That's just hanging out off of 4. Could still make the lift back there towards 450s and 475, just to put that one in perspective for all my penny stock traders out there. And then we'll take a look to see if there's some other trades that are available to you. TQQQ, I could short that on the bear challenge and maybe kind of turn around on the Qs today to see if we get some kind of mean reversion. That's another trade that I can do. We'll see what happens on this. Going to take a look right now to take an assessment to see if we're going to get some downside action here or back to the upside. We'll find out. Like always, guys, stay tuned. Be safe out there, traders. It's always hard in the competition. Let's take a peek at, just before we get out of here, what's the top trade of the day right now? So I'm going to take a look at the top trade right now. It's a $43,000 trade on NUZE, short at 753. What a trade. 25,000 shares. What a trade on that NUZ short. There's also other shorts out there. NUZ, LSH. Those are the ones that are winning right now. NUZ shorts are all around making money. So we'll see what happens with those. Those are doing well. Even this 58,000 position projected balance still what? Short on RENB. That's an interesting one. Opening price $1. Now down to 93 at 90 cents. They'll be able to take some profits. We'll see what happens. Projected profits in the first place, $78,000. Not opening a trade right now. 59,000 on that REMB. And this trader right here that was at probably in the red, now getting up towards 29,000 with a $40,000 trade on NUZE. What a trade there, guys. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Like always, keep battling out there. We'll be back in the competition account tomorrow. Keep getting after it. And don't forget, tomorrow we get Apple after the bell. I'm going to be trying to do a stream for you guys to check out. Hit the like button. We'll be back tomorrow. Like always, trader, there's not one way. You got to keep coming after it and learn from these, just like I'm trying to learn from it. Hey, got to step up. Hey, sometimes take the punches, but come back punching even harder. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.